Hey, what is going on, guys? I'm Darian Martinez, also known as Dar Mar, and today I have something very special for you guys. So I recently saw on YouTube these challenges that drawing artists are doing, where they're taking different lengths of time to draw their subjects. In the case of the video I watched, it was 2 minutes, 20 minutes, and 2 hours. And I thought it would be a great idea to translate this challenge into Blender for making 3D models. The model I picked for this 2:22 challenge, as I call it, is the iconic Pokeball from the popular game Pokemon. If you're like me and you grew up with Pokemon, you should know the Pokeball like the back of your hand. The rules for this challenge are as follows. You're not allowed to touch any of the settings, move any objects, or really do anything on Blender after the timer goes off, no matter what. All you can do is press the render button and spit out whatever you created. You also have to start in a regular default scene, or if you want, you can just start out with nothing in the scene and add your camera, lighting, and all the objects as you go. I really love how this challenge turned out. You guys are totally going to flip out when you see the final 2-hour one compared to the 2-minute one you're about to watch. If you decide to take part in the 2:22 challenge, please send your renders over to me. I'd love to see what you guys can whip up in these time frames. If you have any ideas as to how this challenge could be improved, or if you want to see a certain item be done in the 2:22 challenge, please don't hesitate to drop a comment below. I read all of them. I'm so excited to share my models with you guys today, so without further ado, let's get into it. Three, 2, 1, and we are off with the 2-minute portion of the challenge. Just starting out in the scene, I'm going to add in a UV sphere and drop the segments down to 16. This is obviously going to be the base for our Pokeball. To make things a little easier, I deleted the center vertex and added a flat face for which I can make the buttons on top of. From there, it was just a matter of insetting and extruding out the buttons until I got the shape I wanted. After creating the basic shape of the Pokeball, I immediately jumped into the Materials tab to start adding some color to my shape. You can see me selecting the top portion of the Pokeball, which I assigned to be red, and then inverting my selection to the bottom half, which I assigned to be white. At this point I knew I was running out of time already, so I pretty much just added in a flat plane so I could have some sort of backdrop on my render. And luckily, I just barely had enough time to add a material to this plane before I got cut off by the timer. And as per the rules, I'm not allowed to touch anything else in the Blender window. All I'm allowed to do at this point is render. So let's see what we got. And as you can see, it's not very pretty. It definitely looks like I took 2 minutes to make it. If there was one thing I really wish I could have added, it would have been the black ring around the button and around the edges of the two sides. Nonetheless, for 2 minutes, this is about what I expected it to look like, and I'm not too disappointed with my results. If anything, it made me more excited for the 20-minute version so I could start to expand on what I already had. Alright, we are now into the 20-minute portion of the challenge. Timer's on, and I'm going to start the same way I did last time by adding a UV sphere into my scene. This time I decided to bevel that middle edge to create that line that I was mentioning before of the black trim around the two edges. It ended up being a little messy and I had to merge some vertices, but all in all I think it turned out pretty good. I then selected that rim along with the front face and scaled and extruded them in to create that inset. I tidied up that inset and the button with a few edge loops. I noticed my flat face wasn't perfectly circular, and it was causing me some troubles with my extruding, so I decided to delete it and add in a circle with the proper number of vertices. After adjusting my extrusions on some of the buttons, I decided to go into my materials and start working on the color. The coloring for this object is very similar to the one in the 2-minute version. I'm just creating the colors and then selecting where I want them to go. I began to set up my scene by adding the plane like I did last time. This time, however, I had a clearer idea of what I wanted the plane to look like and the material I wanted to be on it. I also had time to load up an HDR, which helped the lighting drastically. I had some strange topology on the button and on the face that I had to touch up before I could render. And now, for some reason, I start to get a bunch of Reddit notifications. And if you do have Reddit, you should check me out, Dar Mar 3D. Just making some final adjustments on the button material to make it look a little nicer, and I'm just about ready to finish up with my render. And there we go, the timer's done. I have to stop what I'm doing and render out my final image. And I can't say I'm disappointed with my 20-minute render. To be honest, if I had made this 2 years ago, I would have been really impressed with myself. The topology's a little screwy in some places, but it's pretty solid overall and the colors are nice enough. It doesn't look too bad at all, but there's definitely some extra steps I could be taking to just take it to that next level. For 20 minutes though, not bad at all. We are now on to the final section of the challenge, which of course is the 2-hour section. The total raw footage I took from this segment was 1 hour and 47 minutes. And for this 2-hour challenge, I went all out. PBR materials, HDR, 4K resolution, everything. This render encompasses everything I have learned in Blender up until this point pretty much. I will not be talking through this section like I did the other two. If people are interested in the techniques I used in this section, I'd be more than happy to create a tutorial someday showing them how I did everything in this video. But I think this section would work best if I just shut up and let us enjoy the video. So please enjoy. And here we have it, guys, the final 2-hour image. Guys, I cannot tell you how fun and exciting this challenge was from start to finish. It's such a great artistic exercise, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's considering. Of course, like I said, if you do give it a try, please send me your renders. I love seeing your guys' stuff. If you stuck around this long, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're new around here, please consider liking and definitely consider subscribing for more of my content. And if you want to see my work before it gets posted on YouTube, consider following my Instagram account where I post all my renders. Thank you all so much for watching today. I hope you have a great day, and peace out.